suppose we'll run through some of the ladies' football action from the weekend. So it was Mayo 13 points, Kerry 4-10. Big win for Kerry. I mean, look, it's been a while since they've got themselves to a All-Ireland final at ladies' football, but I mean, what an achievement, what a year they're having, and what a display to put on. I mean, to score 4-10, and I suppose in a similar fashion to the men who obviously put up a big win against Mayo in the quarterfinals of the All-Ireland. You know, the ladies do it in the semis. Big win for the Kingdom.
Very big win, yeah. In fairness to Kerry, like they were Division 2 outfit, like they've been under the doldrums the last few years. They lost the Munster Championship, and while we're on the provincial championships, none of the provincial winners actually reached the semi-finals of the ladies football championship. That's never happened. Like, that's brilliant in its own right. It's a brilliant championship even to keep an eye on. But yeah, Kerry, brilliant win. Yeah, I slightly think though, like as a Cork fan, like we lost to Mayo in the quarterfinals. The difference was Cork didn't go for goals against Mayo. Kerry did, and Kerry ripped them apart. That was the honest truth. But Mayo had a good year themselves. They reached a league semi-final. Lisa Cafferty was very good, but I think it was just defensive errors really from Mayo that cost them in this game. Uncharacteristic errors from the back line, some from the goalkeeper. Like the first goal was very lucky for Kerry. It was the deflected effort from Aisling O'Connell. Very good performance, and she plays for Erog and Cork. So that's obviously someone in the All-Ireland final from the Cork Club Championship. So they're to my own harm there. But yeah, Louise de Verhortig, 5 points for play, very good player. And like Kerry have a very good team. Daniel O'Leary, I'm thinking Paris McCarthy as well, basketball player like Kieran Donaghy. So very good performance by her. And yeah, Kerry are gradually getting their team together now. Like you look at Louise Galvin, who was missing at the start of the year. She's now on the bench as well, who was on the Irish rugby team a few seasons ago. Erica McGill, who was on the underdog. So Kerry have a very good crop of players coming through. Mayo will go again next year. Like Mayo have always, like they kind of get to a semi-final and then lose it. But Kerry, that's their first All-Ireland final since 2012. Fair play to them. And the double is on, unfortunately, from a Cork fan's point of view. Like if Kerry win the All-Ireland in ladies football, Cork fans would be absolutely sickened. But anyway, fair play to Kerry for getting the 4 goals, but Mayo will go again now next year. But what an achievement for Declan Long and Dara Quill. Very good year for them, especially being a Division 2 team. Who would have thought that Division 2 final against Armagh, that Kerry would be contesting an All-Ireland final? Very good achievement for Kerry, but Mayo will have to go again next year.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Kerry do the double, I think, you know, I might have to leave the country or something. I might have to pack my bags maybe and just, you know, get out of Dublin, get out of Ireland for a couple of weeks. I mean, but to be fair, it is on. I mean, look, obviously we know the quality of the footballers, obviously going in as favourites against Galway, but you know, Kerry will be going in as underdogs against Meath, obviously following on from their victory. But at the same time, as we've seen in ladies football, like we see this every now and again where teams kind of just come out of nowhere really and sort of just go on a bit of a run and then start to dominate. Obviously we've seen that with Meath last year, the surprise package going all the way to the final and then eventually winning the competition against Dublin. And Kerry, in almost a similar breath, have been a bit like that this year. Like, I don't think anyone has really envisaged them getting to the All-Ireland final. And the fact that they've put up 4-10 against Mayo as well, like, it's some scoreline to put up against them.
It's a very good scoreline, yeah. And a lot of people are thinking Kerry are underdogs, but I just wanted to put in there, they have the joint most ladies football titles ever. So, look, they aren't that much of an underdog, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a very good achievement for Kerry. Like they've been the whipping players for recent years against Cork. Like Cork have been dominant in Munster over the last few years. And fair play to Kerry for getting to the final. I just think like if Cork beat Mayo, would it be a different outcome here? Would Cork have beaten Kerry in the semi-final? Maybe it's biased. I think Cork would have beaten Kerry, but anyway. Fair play to Kerry for reaching the final. There's some very good young players coming through. Like nearly half the UL team that won the O'Connor Cup actually were Kerry players. Fiona Tackney, who actually wasn't on the panel, was their captain. She's from Kerry. You look at Niamh Concord, Niamh O'Connor, if you want to say it in English. She was on the bench. She was starting at the start of the year. Very good player as well. Very good midfielders. Lorraine Scanlon has been there for a few years now. Kaylee Cronin's very good. And Ashley Desmond, they lost their captain now last year, and Ashley Desmond, and they could have easily folded. But in fairness to them, they reached an Ireland final. Fair play to Kerry for that. And they will give Meath a good rattle. Like Meath haven't been the top dogs this year. They've kind of been like Limerick in the hurling. they've done enough just to get over the line so far. They've had close kickers like Emma Duggan, of course. But Kerry will give themselves a very good chance of winning this All-Ireland final. They haven't won an All-Ireland, I think, since the 90s. So that'll be a long time for Kerry to pray at that duck. But fair play to Kerry for getting to the final. But as a Cork fan, I'd be sickened if Kerry win the double. As you rightly said, Aaron, I'd probably go on hiding, to be honest with you, if they win the double. But look, if it happens, it happens. And we'll probably end up in Mallorca or Meath or somewhere other than Ireland, really. Wouldn't that be a holiday?
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe as a Dublin man I'm going to be cheering on Meath for the All Ireland final. It's kind of I don't really want either of them to win, to be honest, but at least I do kind of like the Meath story of kind of coming out of nowhere, and obviously what they achieved last year, having come up from intermediate level. But it was Meath 12 points, Donegal 1-7, very close game in the end. And I suppose once again, like last year, Emma Duggan delivering another big performance. I mean, it's incredible to think she's only 19. She scored 4 points in this game. And again, as you said there, like Meath haven't looked at their brilliant best maybe as they did last year. But they're finding ways to win games, and they're finding ways to come through. And I suppose you have to give them credit for that.
It's kind of the same situation as this semi-final as the Kerry semi-final, because there was an argument, if Dublin would have beaten Donegal, got over that hurdle, would they have beat Meath in the semi-final? At the same time, I think Dublin have beaten Meath twice this year. Meath have beaten them once, so maybe Meath would have evened the score. But at the same time, but it was a tough game for Meath. Like Donegal, as always, they put it up to the pin of their collar. They reached the league final this year. Like, it was disappointment for Donegal. Like Maxi Curran, I was seeing in the post-match interview, well, Ron Maxi Curran, could he take the men's job now for Donegal? I was thinking that the other day. Could he possibly do it? Like Declan Botter's time is up. Maybe he's done a good job. He was on the backroom team with Donegal a few years ago when Rory Gallagher was manager, so he does have experience there. But yeah, fair play to Meath for getting over the line in this one. They had only 3 points in the first half. They hit 9 points in the second half against a very defensive Donegal team, and that has to be credited for this Meath team. And fair play. I don't know about the incident at the end, Darren, to be honest with you. Like, there was a decision, I think one of the Donegal players collided with Mary-Kate Lynch, and it was given as a free out to Meath. I would have given it a throw ball. I don't know what that decision was about, to be honest with you, but at the same time, Meath probably deserved the victory over this Donegal team. They were defensively solid, Donegal, but Meath got over the line. And yeah, Donegal, they'll be around for the next few years, but the worrying thing is, I think Yvonne Bonner, the early's coming to the end now. She scored 2 points from play. Like, she's probably their main player. Jordan McLaughlin played very well as well for playing, fairness to her. Like, but Meath, their main players, not just Emma Duggan, Orla Lally as well, Vicky Wall as usual, Niamh O'Sullivan, and Mary-Kate Lynch for full back. I know there was a controversial decision at the end, but I think she was excellent at full back as well. And yeah, if Meath go on and win 2 in a row, who would have thought that? That's an unbelievable achievement for Meath, and fair play to them. And another thing with we're on ladies football, I don't know about the Vicky Wall thing. Like, every time she steps onto the field, she seems to get a yellow card and get a sin bin. Meath were calling for this, that the sin bin should go in ladies football. I think it's getting more physical now, ladies football, and the sin bin should go. I don't know what you think yourself or anybody in the comments think, but I think it probably should go. But fair play to Meath. Donegal will go again next year, but imagine if Meath went 2 All-Irelands in a row. But you'd probably have to go in hiding either way, Aaron, if Meath or Kerry win the All-Irelands.
Yeah, I suppose. Look, I can handle Kerry winning just once they don't win the football, to be honest with you. I think that's the main one, really. I think maybe if they win both, it'd be a bit much. But yeah, as you said there with the sin bin, like, it is interesting, all right. Like, it seems, I just think the decision making around the sin bin is just a bit inconsistent, you know, at times. Like, you know, it's hard to really know in terms of the challenges and all the rest what they're actually giving these yellow cards for a lot of the time. But I suppose obviously the final is a couple of weeks away, but who would you be tipping at these early stages between Meath and Kerry? Like, I'd imagine Meath are going in as slight favourites, but as you have said before, like, Kerry, they've obviously got an allure in this competition, a history in this competition, obviously not for a long time now, but you know, it's going to be interesting. So who would be your early pick going into that final?
It's a tough one. Like Meath, I think, would be everybody's favourite, but last year, actually, in the Division 2 final, Meath beat Kerry to promotion. I wonder, is that revenge at the back of Kerry's minds now, trying to go into this game? Maybe it's not their young team now. But yeah, it'd be some statement of intent to Kerry won the All-Ireland. really, because a lot of people were actually saying that Cork and Waterford, and maybe even Tipperary with Ashley Maloney, Ashley McCarthy, all them players were probably ahead of Kerry at one stage. And for them to get to an All-Ireland final, that's incredible. And for them to win it would be a statement of a content for this Kerry team. But I just think this Meath team, a bit like Limerick in the hurling, they're not as perfect really as the Limerick hurlers now. But I just think when it was put to the test for this Meath team, they always get over the line. Like when there was a tough game for this Meath team, they always find a way. And I just think this Meath team are in prime position to win the All-Ireland. It's an early prediction now, but I just think Meath will have enough to win this game. It'll be incredible for either side to win the All-Ireland. Kerry for the first time since the 90s. Meath to win 2 in a row would be a statement of the 10 for them. But I think with Orla Lally leaving and Vicky Wall leaving for AFLW, I think it's probably Meath's time. I think Meath will win the All-Ireland. But Kerry, to get to the All-Ireland final is some achievement regardless of the result for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose just touching on some of the camogie results before we finish up. It was Dublin 1-11, Kilkenny 2-24. I was watching some of this game, and like Dublin, I thought started quite well. Like they were looking good in the early stages, but Kilkenny hit 1-11 without reply between the 14th minute and the 27th minute, which is absolutely incredible, really, from Kilkenny. And you'd have to say, like, this was an outrageous performance, I felt, from Kilkenny. Like, really, really good performance. I mean, scoring 224, exceptional. And, you know, there was times in that game where, as a Dublin fan, I felt like, geez, we might actually have an opportunity or a chance here. I mean, I know we were going in as massive underdogs, but yeah, once Kilkenny got going, I mean, this was, you know, game over, really.
Yeah, like I was seeing this game briefly as well. I was carried up with the excitement of the ladies football semi-finals. I was literally switching back at the Ireland rugby team as well, so I wasn't watching much of the camogie, to be honest with you, but I checked the scores and things like that. I seen the second half of this game, and yeah, Dublin actually were ahead in the first half, but Kilkenny just turned on the style. Denise Gall was very good. Miriam Walsh just scored 8-19 from play in the whole camogie championship this season. That is absolutely incredible form. We talk about David Clifford or Garrow Hagerty, incredible form in the males game, or Emma Duggan in ladies football. But this is an incredible player, Miriam Walsh. Like, watch her now next week against Galway. Incredible talent. Yeah, very good performance for Kilkenny. They were missing Aoife Doyle, who was on my podcast. Very good player. They were missing her throughout this game, but they still go over the line. I think this is a development over Dublin. Adrian O'Sullivan in charge there. Yeah, it was a difficult game to get over the line in, but they'll be happy about their year getting over the line to get to a quarter-final. But fair play to Kilkenny. They'll move on to a Galway game now. They've drawn against Galway already in the round robin, so should be a very, very interesting semi-final. And yeah, I'm very excited about this semi-final actually. But for Dublin, they'll need to improve next year to be up at that level with Kilkenny. But Kilkenny, brilliant performance from Miriam Walsh, Denise Gall, and the whole rest of the players there.
Yeah, and it was Waterford 3-16, Limerick 1-12 in the other game. So it will be Cork against Waterford and Galway versus Kilkenny in the semi-final. So a repeat of the All-Ireland final last year in Galway, Kilkenny. So that'll certainly be an interesting game and one worth watching. Well, look, listen, Matthew, very much appreciate you jumping on as always. And yeah, appreciate you coming on. Make sure to check out the GAA Statsman podcast when you get a chance. Make sure to check out GAA Statsman on Instagram as well. If people could hit the like button and subscribe to Matthew's channel and my channel as well, be very much appreciated. So yeah, cheers Matthew for coming on.
No bother at all, Aaron, and hopefully Kerry don't do the double for both or six.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.